Hey everyone, Paul Gale Network here, and welcome to PGN Live. Give me a moment just to get things going, but it looks like we are good. And yeah, this is a second stream for August 26th. Earlier today, we had such a good time that I thought, you know what? Let's do it again. But a little bit different. First of all, I am streaming at seemingly the slightly more opportune time for most people, as afternoon/evening on the Pacific Coast is a time that's more attractive for people because you're off of work, and if you're in the central zone or on the east, then it's a little bit later in the night, but you're probably home and done with work for the day and that kind of thing. So yeah, we're gonna give this a shot. Roy, hello and welcome. Good to see you here. Thank you for being here. Give me a moment to get something started. So, I had YouTube Studio up earlier where I was planning things, and then now it's running through Streamlabs. So, I'm doing a combination of experimenting. Well, do I want to run it directly through YouTube's Studio or through Streamlabs? Because on Streamlabs, I get to have something like this, pop up where it's PGN Live and explains some of the rules coming into the chat and that kind of thing. So I'll explain that in a bit too. But yeah, we'll be started in just a moment. Sorry. Usually I'm a little bit faster at this, but I'm trying a couple of new things for the first time and just seeing what is it like to do this, that, and the other. All right. Okay. More people are here now. I can explain some cool new things. Well, I think they're kind of cool. Brian C. Hello. Steak 1024. Hi there. Mr. Black. Welcome. You're here, but on your way to bed because you feel like poo. Oh, man, I'm sorry, Mr. Black, that you're not feeling the best. I don't know if some video game talk could boost you up, or if you want to take that smartphone and have it on the side so you could talk or listen or engage with chat a little bit. But hey, no worries if that's not the case for tonight. Sometimes rest is really the best medicine, and that might be what you need. But you are welcome to be here as long as you feel capable. But I hope you feel better sooner than later. But yeah, we've got something new to go over, something that's kind of cool that I hope clicks well with the community, because I wanted to do something that's a little bit different. Because, I'm just gonna be honest, the setup here, it is a little bit jankier than other folks and their streaming setups, and I get that, and that's okay. There are people out there like Player Essence, Andres Restart, Nintendo Prime, Mike Odyssey, Game Explain, Andres Seegers, plenty of folks out there that do this full time and have a lot of bells and whistles. And I just like to have some fun. I enjoy talking with you all, greatly so. And I wanted to create a new live stream that's still talking video games, that hopefully has one day a week where we really dive into the Famitsu sales charts, which would be every Thursday, possibly morning. Maybe have a workout stream where we exercise together and I could offer some martial arts and some health kind of stuff. Maybe just a chill stream where we're talking about whatever, but mostly video game related. And I have some details to go over today too. Mr. Black, I can't change the price on my phone. Maybe I'm just missing something. Oh, regarding like super chats? Like, that's really weird. I don't know. I mean, I'm thankful that you would even consider, Mr. Black, donating to the stream in any capacity. That's really nice of you. I don't know what's up. Not like you have to, but greatly appreciated. Hey, there we go. Jeez, first to the goal. Mr. Black, thank you for the $5. $4.99. That's really cool of you. Big thanks. I was just going to go into this explanation of what's going on here because, well, I'll get to that in a moment. But first of all, like I said, thank you so much one more time, Mr. Black. Really cool of you. And look at that badge next to your name. Isn't that sweet? I'm going to explain some things because we're slowly cooking. We're slowly getting there. Looking at the goal, I can't change it. LOL. This is the first time I ever put up a goal. I'm going to explain what the real goal is and like what YouTube allowed me to put like on their end, which isn't quite the same, I think. Yeah, not quite the same. But yeah, we'll get there in just a moment. So if you're able to hang around for a little bit, you might like some of the news that I'm about to share. But let me get to a couple more people in the chat, like Pokemon Fan 34. Hi, everyone is live. Well, I'm live. Who else is live right now? Brian C. I definitely love the conversation. Always good insight and fun topics. Heck yeah. Let's go. First of all, we gotta change this right here because Mr. Black, you deserve the recognition. You deserve that extra thanks from me being here. So, Mr. Black, boom, there is the $4.99 from you. Major thank you. One more time. Is that visible? Can you all see that? I hope so. Okay. So, what's going on? Mr. Black, thank you. I'm glad that you like the content. How have you been enjoying, or have you been enjoying, the shorts lately? Keep in mind, a countdown series is going to start up again soon. But since there's not always something to count down that I have in mind, or a certain amount of days, or what might be too many days, I thought I gotta have something cool to look forward to every day, a little bit, all year round, and that's really where this whole Today in Gaming History kind of thing came from. And, like the GoldenEye 007 one was a lot of fun. Did Madden recently. Super Mario Sunshine today. And I have a couple more pegged for the 27th and 28th, which I have yet to film. I film them usually like a day before. But yeah, we've got some cool things to go over. Michael Gutmann, welcome. Look at, you've both got that image badge next to your name. So, right up from the start, let's go over what is this yellow thing in the bottom left-hand corner for you. Hopefully, yeah, or right-hand corner. I don't know what corner this is for you all. I'm not positive, but in the bottom corner, the bright yellow thing, that's something new that I'm going to start doing on every one of these streams. Just the new deal is, when you come to a PGN live stream, no one is obligated, but what will be a thing is every Nintendo $64 worth of super chats that come my way throughout the stream, throughout the morning or afternoon or evening or whenever I happen to stream, is going to instantly trigger a goal that has been met And then once that $64 has been met, I'm going to go to GameStop.com. I'm going to purchase a $10 digital eShop card, unless if you specify and say, hey, I would rather have a PlayStation card or an Xbox card, and that's fine. But presumably most of the audience here is Nintendo based. After all, Nintendo is the best selling console on the market right now, so that's one of the reasons for that presumption. And I'm going to select a random winner, and boom, that person will get it. So it could be someone that put in a few dollars towards that Nintendo 64 goal, and you might get like, $10 back basically because you're one of the people that put it in and you won. But it might go towards someone else because it's going to be random. So maybe somebody who, didn't even contribute to the goal, they got it. And like, what if we get to $128? Yeah, that's going to trigger another $10 eShop gift card giveaway live on stream. Could it be a little bit jarring in the topic and the conversation to stop and go buy the gift card and that kind of thing? Maybe a little bit, but I'll do it relatively quickly. Hi, Boo Mini. Bottom left, Brian C. Thank you. So when I use my left hand and I go like this, my left hand goes that way. So when I go like this with my right hand, that's your bottom left. Good to know. Michael Gutmann, thank you for the good idea comment. Roy O, Nintendo. There's nothing quite like Nintendo. Good. So that's just something that I'm going to be doing because I'd like the community to have fun being here for a few reasons. One, talk about video games with me read your comments. For better or worse, there's not 300 people here, so I'm not having a difficult time reading everybody's comment, because if there were 300 people here, chances are I couldn't read it, fast enough. But when there's like 30 people here, or something like 14 to 30, it becomes okay, and it's not too hard to read everyone's comment, but I like that engagement. I like that interactivity. So that's why I'm doing this. Secondly, I like to see you all talk with each other and more friendships form. Some of you already partake in another streamer's show, like OJ from Player Essence, or Nate from Nintendo Prime, or Andre from Andres Restart, Andres. That kind of place. Some of you might be brand new. Dank Meme Center X, welcome, and potentially bye later, Gators. Boo Mini, who got my membership for me, LOL. Okay, so you're talking amongst each other. And Michael Gutmann is give away the number of $64 over the stream or multiple. So every $64 that gets met, a new $10 eShop card is given out. So I'm giving out like 1/6 of the revenue. Actually, a little bit more, come to think of it, because YouTube takes away a third right off the bat. So if I am fortunate enough, hi Michael Hall, welcome. If I'm fortunate enough to, be on the receiving end of, throughout the stream, $64 in super chats. That's really cool. YouTube's going to take $21, so that's going to leave me with like $43, and of those $43, I'm going to give 10 right away back into the chat via an eShop card. So then that's leaving me with like less than half, and that's okay. You know what I mean? Like, I'll make a little bit of something on this end, and that's cool, and that's nice, and I'm grateful for it. But one lucky person in the chat will be the recipient of a $10 gift card. And that's kind of neat for just being here chilling. And if somehow that super chat total gets to 128, well, that next $64 unlocked a new $10 gift card. And someone else will get that one. And if it somehow gets to 192, 256, etc., whatever, like, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gift cards will be given out a night, like, that kind of thing. So Good place to talk about gaming with me, hear my thoughts, me hear your thoughts, read them out, get good conversations going. See you all make friends in here. Some of you already know each other. Some of you are meeting for the first time. Some are coming from existing communities. Some are finding this channel for the first time. And, whoever you are, you're welcome to be here. And it's good to talk gaming and stuff like that. Yeah. So, have any of you watched this morning? And no worries if you haven't. I know some have. It's been doing pretty well. But how many of you have already watched this morning's pretty lengthy 47-minute Nintendo Direct video that I made? It's a hype video. It's kind of like my ideal what would I love to see at this September Nintendo Direct. Mr. Black, sorry I gotta go. Looking at the goal won't let me change the price of $4.99. Doesn't have a bar to change the price. So when you click the super chat option, it doesn't have that sliding. Oh, I see it here. I see a slide. I mean, it's a pretty wild slide. When you click, and you don't have to do with this, Mr. Black, but when I click that $sign, so it goes chat, smiley face, $, plus, and then heart. When I click $sign and I click on super chat, it gives me a slide. It goes like your amount and message will be public, a happy face, and then a dollar amount, and then a slider, and it goes like $1, $2, $5, $10, $20, $50, $100, $200, $300, $400, and $500. Holy cow. So I see it. The super chat option has a slide, but the goal. Oh, so the goal is like on YouTube's side, and the goal automatically gets satisfied if basically. So I couldn't specify the goal to be $64. So I think it's set to 100. Now, if it's 64, that's going to satisfy my goal, and then someone's going to get a $10 eShop card tonight. It doesn't have to hit that YouTube $100 goal. The goal you put up is only... Yeah, I might not use YouTube. Like, if YouTube's goal is a little bit... It's only $4.99. Maybe YouTube's whole goal thing is a little bit weird. Maybe I even just take it off. Remove goal. Okay. Yeah, the super chats count towards the goal too. I removed the goal just in case if it was confusing. I think it might have been. Yes, so Mr. Black, the super chats absolutely go towards the goal. See, so maybe I'll just do that. Maybe I'll just have the yellow thing in this bottom left-hand corner, and forget about the other thing, because, yeah. Yeah, oh, I know what you mean now. See, now I know what you mean, because this is new for me, too. The way that goal is, it was like, under the assumption that X many people would each do a $5 one, and like, well, what if someone did a 20 and someone did a 1? Does that count? Yeah, it definitely still counts. Anyways, I think they want to see it, or wanted to see it as this many people all did a 5 or something. I don't know. It is weird. The Megalgumon, the only goal really bad is hitting 64. Yeah, that's true. Why do I lose so many points in X rank? In what, Dank Meme Center X? Mr. Black, why does my chat keep sending without hitting send? I don't know. Oh, Mr. Black, I'm sorry to hear that you're not feeling good. I remember you said that earlier too, and I've been thinking like, oh man, I hope you're not pushing yourself too hard by like being awake and stuff like that. If you need to sleep, you gotta sleep. Can you have the updated total amount? Yeah, actually, that's a good idea, Michael Gutmann. Let's see. So I will put. That's actually a great idea. J Biggs, Mr. NY for life. Welcome back. I will put here. Oh, let's see. $59. $59 left to goal. Whoop. Cool. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Boom Mini. A lot of Nintendo YouTubers are giving attention to the Ocarina of Time remake discussion. Splatoon 3. In S2, it was more flaky. Oh, dang, Meme Center X. So you're a high up there Splatoon 3 player. Oh. You're probably very good at the game. Nintendo's All-Stars. Well, I got exciting news. I'm getting my own place finally. Not for you, but it's going to be 2 days before my birthday when I turned the big 4. Okay. So, new place? A couple days before your birthday? That's a good time. That's a good time. I'm getting some messages in the chat. Roy O says, Nintendo dropped a video about SNES Classic. They added mouse support for SNES Online. Michael Hall, how does the giveaway work? Okay, that's a lot right there. Let me see. First, let's check out this Nintendo discussion. Mr. Black, holy cow! Just 40 more to the goal. That's fantastic. Wow. Mr. Black, that is, hold on, is it? Yeah, it is. Mr. Black, that's the biggest single super chat in the history of this channel and its live streams. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. You have single-handedly done a lot. You know what? I'm just gonna put. I'm gonna take away that $4.99. I'm just gonna put 5. So I'm gonna put this to 25. I'm gonna round up. I'm gonna round up. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna forget about the whole penny thing and stuff like that. We're just gonna round up. Thank you for the huge dono right there. So now that's 25. That's a little bit off now. That's okay. The goal is only 39 away. And that's really cool because if it gets hit, then someone's going to be the lucky recipient of a $10 gift card. And that's a kind of fun little boost towards your night. So Mr. Black, from me, thank you very much, because whether or not we reach 64, you contributed $25 towards me, towards my stream, towards the daily shorts, towards these little recordings, towards this morning's 47-minute video discussion on the Nintendo Direct, towards all of the shorts throughout the summer and the Donkey Kong bits and, everything, towards future plans. So that $25 contribution goes a long way. I'm really grateful for it. It means a lot. You being here, type in, especially when you're not feeling good, man. Like, what a trooper. I hope you feel better. And, thanks a lot. Super cool of you. And if we do get to 64, we'll dude, you just helped out almost half of that goal. Not only am I grateful for it, but someone else out there later tonight is going to be like, dude, Mr. Black, a good portion of hitting 64 was thanks to you. And in a way, thank you, Mr. Black, for some of this $10 gift card that you're going to give someone. You know what I mean? So, really cool. kind of everybody helping each other in this spider web of sorts. You know what I mean? Uh, Robbie Rain's in here. Hey. Not top 500, but they're in ranking, though I don't do the whole tourney scene due to time commitments. Splatoon 3. Splatoon 2 was a simpler time taking Meme Center X. Yeah, life gets a little bit busier. Michael Gutmann. Okay, so Nintendo just uploaded a video. Nintendo Classics just got mouse mode. Okay, I'm looking this up right now myself because I read that earlier. And I do see their Nintendo Switch 2 mouse control mode skills and welcome tour. I see the Kirby Tetris Maximus Cup coming up. And that's going to be exciting because I like Tetris 99 quite a bit. But I don't see the classic mode getting an update. Let me scroll a little bit. I want to make sure I don't miss anything. Michael Hall, I'll try to get to that comment in a moment. What are your predictions for next month's potential direct? Oh, you've got to watch this morning's video, but I will talk about it. I'll talk about it too. Oh, and also explain what this whole goal thing is. I'll get to that. I'll get to that too. Michael Hall, I was just reading your earlier comment and now this one. Do you think Nintendo will announce a Super Mario Odyssey sequel or bring Galaxy 2 to the Switch 2? First of all, Michael, thanks so much. Jeez. I just was getting to your earlier answer that I'm going to do now. So now I got to get to the Nintendo Direct conversation and address this Mario Galaxy 2 stuff. And Mr. Black, just like, I think someone needs a $10 gift card. Heck yeah. Just like I needed a Ruffy when I got it. Speaking of people that, yeah, Mr. Black, you were the recipient of the $20 eShop card on my birthday stream. So you know how good of a feeling that is. I mean, not everybody wins that lotto ticket, that's something in life, but it sure feels good when you get a little win because most people don't win it, as a small percentage. Here at least, we only have a couple dozen folks at max, so the odds are not that bad. Someone's going to be happy. Roy, Galaxy 3 would be awesome. I'm going to get to that in a moment. Oh, man. Okay, cool. Okay. No, Michael Hall, that's okay. This morning I put up like a 47-minute video, and I'm going to get to that too. Right now, though, I got to put you up here. Let's see. Okay. And that updates our total too. Yeah, we're just rounding up. We're not going to be doing cents and all that stuff. And then we got to take this. And geez, just like that, the goal got moved up quite a bit. There's only 25 to the goal. Like, that moved fast. That's neat. You're in you supporting me. Also, other people are going to benefit from it because, yeah, I will get that 64. It's okay that YouTube takes their 30%. Hey, they're giving a platform, they're giving a location to work. That's cool. A place to share. I've run my own website. I still have my website up. I know all of the upkeep and the bandwidth and the pay that comes in all of that. So YouTube taking their cut is fine. Me giving some of the amount that I have back to you via this, 10 out of the 40 basically. Hey, boosting up the community, making folks happy. All right. I never win, but I got that $20 and I got Ruffy. Yeah, you did. And wait, and Ruffy was 20, right? So you basically used it all up, Mr. Black, correct? I remember it was you were debating between Ruffy and Hades, and I put up that poll, and I think Ruffy got like 67%, and that's what made you do that. Meanwhile, Hades was on discount, but Ruffy won the poll, and we were like, I remember that stream very well, and it was, you were committed to it. Okay. Let me get to Michael Hall's question, though. I'll get to both, but I'll get to the Super Chat one. Do you think Nintendo will announce a Super Mario Odyssey sequel or bring Galaxy 2 to the Switch? Kind of both-ish. Let me get on Galaxy 2 first. I think this is a little bit wishful thinking, but I think it would be really great if in next month's Nintendo Direct, whether it's a part of a grand Nintendo Direct or just a Nintendo Super Mario Bros. 40th Anniversary Direct, they announce Super Mario 3D All-Stars 2. And in it is Super Mario 64 DS HD, Super Mario 3D Land HD, and Super Mario Galaxy 2 Remastered, in which the Super Mario Galaxy 2 Remastered is done like Metroid Prime Remastered style with that level of visual fidelity and an improvement in graphics and stuff like that. Have it be on Nintendo Switch and Nintendo Switch 2 on NS2, obviously. It's at 4K. The other two games, just up-res, no recoding of paint or nothing like that. But Galaxy 2, with the Metroid Prime Remastered effect, pretty much looks like a modern game, and it would look beautiful, and it would be just what the doctor ordered before we get our full brand new from the ground up original 3D Mario game scheduled for like fall or so of 2026. That's what I would like to see with Galaxy 2 and handled, how it would be handled. And I think it would be terrific. Nintendo would announce it, for a limited time, kind of like Super Mario 3D All-Stars. But hey, if you don't have a Nintendo Switch 2 yet, and if you buy the Nintendo Switch 1, you will be able to, in the future, upgrade it to the Nintendo Switch 2 version at no extra cost. Meanwhile, they'll also bring back Super Mario 3D All-Stars, the first one, with an upgraded Nintendo Switch 2 version, just so that the game could hit 10 million, because it's at like 9.95 or something like that. Like, dude, at 50,000 away, it should be a 10 million game. So that kind of is my answer on that. And regarding a new 3D Mario game, I'm on the side of Super Mario Universe and them going big and wild. So Michael Hall, I hope that answered that question. And if you're asking me, did I get to play Metroid Prime 4 last weekend? Not last weekend, because I didn't go to Cologne, Germany for oh geez, the name slips me just for the moment. I didn't go to the event, but I did play Metroid Prime 4 Beyond this past April at the Nintendo Switch 2 experience in Los Angeles. So I do have a strong, very positive opinions on that game. I played it in motion control mode, mouse mode, and dual analog stick mode. They made us play in 1080p 120 frames per second mode, which is the performance mode, but I'm stoked to play in 4K 60. Like, that's going to be for me. Mr. Black, okay, I have to go for the night. I can't focus. Good night, all. Man, take it easy. Thank you so much again for the super chats, Mr. Black. It's really awesome of you. And whether we get to that 64 goal or not, hey, thank you, man. I really appreciate it. Feel better. Rest. Get some sleep. Have a good night. We'll see you soon for some more streams. Take it easy. Dang, Meme Center X Bowser's Fury was fun. Kind of wish they could fully do more with it. That's another one. I remember this number. 9 hours and 35 minutes, if I'm not mistaken, to beat and do everything, all the little sprites, shines, all that in Bowser's Fury. And that was totally worth it. I mean, I paid $60 for basically it because I beat the heck out of Super Mario 3D World with my wife on Wii U, that I didn't need to buy the game. You're welcome, Mr. Black. Thank you again, too. I didn't need to repurchase the game and play it all over again. But for Bowser's Fury, like, is this going to be worth $60? I have to do it. It's a brand new 3D Mario game. And yeah, it was worth it. It was so good. I'd like to see an open world Mario game handled like that. Maybe certain areas you can't get to because there is something too large of an obstacle. Or maybe it's possible, but it's going to require some incredibly precise platforming and a really fine tinkering of what you can do with Mario's moveset, right? And that might be what they do, which is a little bit different, well, a lot bit different than typical Mario games, but I'd be okay with that. I'd be okay with a lot because mm, Nintendo knows what they're doing. They know how to expand Mario. They get experimental. You could say, well, Super Mario Brothers 2 wasn't a real Mario game, but at the end of the day, it was. And it's different than 1. Yoshi's Island was quite a bit different than World. Sunshine, though it was a 3D Mario game, was a lot different than 64. Galaxy was a lot different than Sunshine. 3D World was like 3D Land, but was a lot different than Galaxy 2. Odyssey was different than 3D World. So Nintendo, more often than not, doesn't stick to just a formula. Mario is a constantly evolving formula. And it's kind of what's made the series so successful. They pay proper respect, in my opinion, to the source material. You get Mario, you get cool characters, you get beautiful music and all this stuff, but you also get different type of gameplay and different mechanics and a lot of differences that keep making it fresh. And that's the recipe for success for popular franchises that have withstood the test of time. Like, look at Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That's another one. 1984 to now, things have been around for 41 years and it's still hot. It's still fresh. People still love TMNT. Each entry, more or less, pays enough respect to its roots, but keeps things fresh. And that's why you could reboot so often. Lucas, Mario Gaming, hi. Hi there, welcome. Thank you for being here. It's good to see you. Hope you're enjoying the stream so far. Oh, wait, did I do that wrong? Oh, I did something wrong. I noticed something earlier. I gotta fix this. We just have to update. We have 29 left to the goal. Yeah. Oh, what else do we have in here? I think there might be some comments that I missed up. Okay, hold on, let's see. J Biggs, Mr. NY for life. I love TMNT. 87, yeah. 2002, yeah. And 2012. Yep, triple yeah. I was a kid in the 80s, so I grew up with that old school TMNT cartoon series. Made up a huge portion of my childhood. I was a young adult. I was 19 when the 2002 one came around, but dang, did it hit well. And it matured with me. And that 2012 one, when they went, CG for the first time, it was also really good. Here I am about to get married in 2013, and that 2012 Turtles series hit just nice. Rise was pretty different, and then the one they have now, I forgot what's the subtitle of that. I haven't seen enough of it, but I liked it so far. Michael, I also would like another 3D Star Fox game similar to Star Fox Adventures. Oh, jeez, yeah. Star Fox truly is the Guardians of the Galaxy of the Nintendo IP. It's this ragtag group of heroes. It could truly be another pillar of Nintendo's. They're so cool. They could have a mixture of flight, space combat, on foot, on rails, online cooperative experience with 4 people flying with the R-Wings throughout the story mode, all range mode, couple people in Landmaster tanks, couple people in R-Wings above as Peppy Slippy Fox Falco. Utilize the Nintendo Switch 2 camera and pop up on each other's screens in the animatronic mode of Fox, Peppy, Slippy, Falco. Like, dude, it'd be so dope. Like, a new Star Fox game would be epic. Kirby and the Forgotten Land sequel. I'm excited for this Thursday. We got the DLC, which is a mini sequel of sorts, new story being added on in addition to, the improved graphics and extra stuff added to the base game. Old TMNT show was awesome. I remember watching it every Saturday morning with my brothers. Heck yeah. I like the Marvel reference. Great way of describing it. Yeah, Michael. I mean, they're a space group also, but they're also, a different, lesser known group. And yeah, they could totally fit. It could totally get big like never before and be toys, be t-shirts, be an anime or a movie or a puppet like show, a totally different visual medium that doesn't exist in great capacity. Dang. There's a lot of cool stuff that they could do. Brian C. missed my earlier one too. Too lazy to retype. I will scroll back up. I will get that, Brian C. J Biggs. At first, you didn't like 87 TMNT because that is what replaced Transformers time slot shot. Until I found out where they put the Transformers. Okay. Dang Meme Center X. If only Ubisoft pushed Starlink to be an actual Star Fox game instead of a cameo appearance for $5 bargain bin pickup. Dude, that Starlink was so good on Nintendo Switch. Like, I loved the Fox McCloud stuff. I have the R-Wing there, even though it looks a little bit different. But it was such a good game, and like, I wish something more happened than what did happen with Starlink, because it really could have turned into something. They could have said, hey, this is the best, most well-received portion of the game. Nintendo, let's do a new Star Fox. Maybe it's in the works. Maybe it's happening. I hope it happens one day. I'm still holding on hope. I think it will. I think just like how Nintendo Switch brought back some IPs from yesteryear that, weren't touched the most or that had really big expressive entries on Nintendo Switch, Nintendo Switch 2 will do some of that with some other dormant IPs. Like, could we get a Punch-Out eventually? Could we see Kid Icarus come back? I think we'll see some things that are unexpected. Let me scroll up because I want to get some comments that I missed. J Biggs, as far as you're concerned, Super Mario Bros. 2 USA is the real Super Mario Bros. And then 2 Lost Levels is just Super Mario Bros. Again, a 1.5. Yeah, I mean 2 is quite considerably different. That it would fit the sequel vibe more, even if the gameplay is different. But as we saw, in years to come, many 3D Mario games were different than their predecessor, etc. Let's see, and J Biggs, Mr. NY for life. Let me one up that Super Mario Mega Packed All-Star. Super Mario 64 DS, Galaxy 2 3D Land, New Super Mario Bros. 1, 2, and Wii. Like, okay. Hey, that would be cool. I mean, hey, throw more in there, Nintendo. It's all good. I'll take it. Oh, I did mention in this morning's video to Michael Hall and to everybody here that I wouldn't be too surprised if we get Super Mario Bros. Wonder having some type of update this holiday season, whether it's a Nintendo Switch 2 edition or just a significant patch or DLC or some combination. I could see that happening. And then Brian C. Okay, here's that question. What are your top 5 games ever? Oh, man. Oof. My answer for 2 through 5 is probably going to be a little bit different each time. But let me read yours, because I see that's part of your question. Mine are Xenoblade Chronicles 3, Final Fantasy X, Tears of the Kingdom, God of War Ragnarok, and Pokemon Sword and Shield. That's a cool top 5. That's a pretty varied top 5 also. You have Xenoblade Chronicles 3, which I think is one of the finest RPGs in quite a while. You have Final Fantasy X, which was the first voice-acted FF game. That was a great on PS2 back in 2001. Tears of the Kingdom, terrific Zelda game, sequel to my favorite game of all time. God of War Ragnarok, another brilliant title. I think whether you play it on PS4 or PS5, you're going to have a good time. I have the PS5 version. Pokemon Sword and Shield. I liked Sword and Shield. My favorite Pokemon game is X and Y, but I liked Sword and Shield. And geez, for a while there, it was the second best-selling Pokemon game ever, only second to Red, Blue, and Green. Of course, now Scarlet and Violet topped it. But what are my top 5? Dang. Well, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is my favorite game ever made. It is the only game that completely topped, finally, The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time as my former number 1. So I guess by default, Ocarina of Time goes to number 2. So it would go Breath of the Wild and Ocarina of Time. And then I have a difficult time going from there because there's so many different games that are so significant for different reasons. Like, I have a tough time just going off of what I like the best or what is the best in my opinion versus what was the most impactful, because sometimes the impact factor might be so powerful that it takes over some of the quality factor that a sequel had. Like Super Mario 64. Sometimes it might be a number 3, even though I think Super Mario Odyssey ended up being something that I think is better. But Super Mario 64 is still a masterpiece, and the impact factor of it was tremendous. Street Fighter 2, even though probably my favorite Street Fighter game is Street Fighter Alpha 2, and then I also loved the physical feeling that Third Strike gave you, but I'm also super appreciative of Street Fighter 4 because that's the game that Capcom put me as an NPC in, so I'm forever linked as a video game character in the Street Fighter universe in Street Fighter 4, fun fact. But then I'm also playing Street Fighter 6, and I'm like, gosh, this is a terrific, well-rounded Street Fighter game. But 2, such a good game, such an iconic game, such an important game in history. And then, like, in that 5th place spot, I think of stuff like, Metroid Prime, Super Metroid, Perfect Dark, Resident Evil 4, Spider-Man, Uncharted 4, Super Mario World, The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, The Wind Waker. It's a little bit tough. It's a little bit tough to round out that top 5. And for different reasons, like I said, sometimes those places 3 through 5 kind of change, maybe even 2 through 5 if I want to give it to different franchises and not just have it go Zelda, Mario, Street Fighter, like that kind of thing. Oh, that's tough. That's tough. I don't want to not answer the question thoroughly, but I don't really have a top 5 definitive list right now. Yeah. Boom, Benny, did I 100% complete Donkey Kong Bonanza yet? No. After I beat it with roughly 70% of the game complete, I slowed down a little bit, and then now I play a little bit once every day or once every few days, kind of, and I give it like a half hour of some exploration, try to get some existing bananas that I didn't get the first time around, or fossils, or attempt to get the new bananas that are now, unlocked because of the post game content. Okay, let's see. Brian C. You put 650 hours into Pokemon Sword and Shield. That's awesome. J Biggs, glad that they put Starlink on sale in the eShop. $5 when you got it. Yeah. It's so funny. I remember, dang, like a year and a half or so after that game came out, it was for $5 at Walmart with the whole box. I mean, with basically another Joy-Con grip that had an R-Wing that lit up, that had a couple of little toy figurines, including a little fox and, some different accessories. The R-Wing that you could put together, boom, and the whole game for $5. That I ended up buying like 4 or something like that. I bought several, maybe more than that. I don't know. I bought a few to a several of those. I just gave them to people for Christmas presents. It was like super easy buy because I really liked the game, and kind of a cool gift. Like, you got a game, you got a little controller adapter and a little toy of an R-Wing. It's pretty dope. But yeah, I ended up buying some of those for Christmas that one year. Michael Gutman, DK Bonanza is so good. Yeah. Brian C. DK is top notch. Yeah, like that's another one. Tropical Freeze, Donkey Kong Country 2 are other games that I could put up in there in that like 5th spot, possibly. See some conversation going back and forth. Good. I like to see that. Michael Hall, favorite game, Metal Gear Solid. I was going to say Metal Gear Solid as one of my top 5. Both MGS on PlayStation, the original, and the Twin Snakes on Nintendo GameCube. I love both. I played both. I don't always play like a full-on remake, remaster, but that game has such a stark visual difference from 1998 to like 2003 that, yeah, I replayed it, and both versions are excellent. And eventually I got to meet David Hayter, and I took some cool pictures with him. We did a couple little videos together. He was really cool. So yeah, MGS is another one of those favorites. It would be easier for me to list off like a top 25 in not really a particular order, probably, Speaking of which, I think Brian C. are saying something similar. You could relate. Your 6 to 100 are like what you are saying. They could change day to day, and all are very amazing games that are probably close to 5 and how much I enjoyed them. Yeah. There are certain franchises that I have enjoyed more than others over the years, but there are also some single standout games that shocked me so much that deserve a high level of praise. I'm a big fan of Xenoblade Chronicles X. Final Fantasy VI is another great one. Zelda: A Link to the Past. Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island. Final Fantasy X, like was previously mentioned. Final Fantasy VII Remake. I thought that was terrific. I loved it. I enjoyed the original 7. Resident Evil 4, I already mentioned that. Banjo-Kazooie. Like, I really like Banjo-Kazooie, and that's one that kind of stings because, dang it just got Nintendo DNA in it, and Microsoft didn't do much with it. It got nuts and bolts, but it's Perfect Dark 2. Oh man, then Perfect Dark makes me think of GoldenEye 007, and that makes me think of more N64 games like Star Fox 64. Dang. Yeah, there's a lot in that list. Oh, Arkham City and Arkham Asylum. Those are a couple of other terrific titles. These aren't necessarily in contention for top 5 placement, but they're in the top 100. The Tomb Raider reboot trilogy, those are all really good. Mortal Kombat. Oh, what's my favorite Mortal Kombat? 11, X, and 1. Those are all great. Impact Factor. Sonic Adventure was big, but I wouldn't say it's like a higher end of the top 100, but in the 100 maybe. I think so. But Sonic the Hedgehog 1, 2, and 3, I think you give at least one of them, maybe a couple of them, a place in that top 50, you know? And then it gets me thinking of like, oh, geez, the Final Fight series, the Super Double Dragon series, Streets of Rage. There's so much that I've played over the years. Oh, dang. If I ever had to make an actual 100 list, that would be tough. I don't envy the people that put together a 100 list. Ask me what's my favorite game. Easy answer. Ask me to make a top 100 list. That's tough. Michael, the rest of your list. Okay, cool. Here we go. After Metal Gear Solid, Ocarina of Time second. I can't complain. Those are both 1998 titles. Great year. FF7. Cool. Pokemon Gold and Silver and Metroid Prime. See, that's a nice list. And that's varied. You've got, just what you liked. And it's a combination of different companies and different genres. You have stealth and action, M-rated game, very story heavy. You have Ocarina of Time, genre-defining game from Nintendo, pinnacle of the era from an adventure and a fantasy perspective. FF7, monumental RPG. Pokemon Gold and Silver, not the most advanced tech of the time, but truly a fun level up in Pokemon that was so hot with red and blue in the United States and, green in Japan with red. And then Metroid Prime going first person perspective in such a finely tuned, crafted, almost perfect game in many areas. Like both as a game, it's good, and how it's like technically almost without flaw is good and impressive. Frame rate, resolution, no clipping or tears in the game, despite how much variety there is in terms of combat and placement and switching back and forth and getting into areas and not getting stuck in areas in morph ball mode and in first person mode, how the environments are well constructed. Like, yeah, it's beautiful. Fog effects and water dripping on your visor and just cool factor. Like, that's a brilliant game. Now, I like your list. That's a cool list. Dank Meme Center X, Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Yeah, like, that's a great one. When I said like Sonic 1, 2, and 3, my friend growing up had Sega Genesis, and I remember when he got that, Sonic 3 and Knuckles, I'm like, that whole combining aspect was pretty cool stuff. That's neat. Brian C., I've also really enjoyed Monster Hunter games. Yeah, I don't know if I have a Monster Hunter game in my... Well, I don't have it in the top 10. Would I have one in the top 25? I liked Monster Hunter Tri on Wii a lot. That might be the one that I played the most. Though Monster Hunter World, Monster Hunter Rise I've also played, and they're also really good too. So probably there's a Monster Hunter game somewhere in that top 50, if not like top 25, 30. Yeah, but that's another franchise that has been around a while and has been successful for a long time. I'm curious if Wilds will come to Nintendo Switch 2. Come on, Capcom. Announce that already. And Resident Evil 9. Come on. Bring over Requiem to NS2. Dank Meme Center X. The top 5 at this moment. Pokemon Black and White. Okay. Xenoblade Chronicles 3. And Future Redeemed. Alright. Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate. Good. Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Okay. 2D side-scrolling. And Resident Evil 4. Can't go wrong with, to this date, my favorite Resident Evil game. RE4. Nintendo GameCube. What a rush. Good list, too. Dang it, you guys that have your lists ready to go, shout outs. I have to sit down one of these days, look at my library that spans from mid 1980s to now, and really think which of these is my second favorite, third favorite, and do I hold on to impact factor, pure nostalgia, or advance into, nah man, take off the nostalgia goggles, this is better, and you know it's better, and you know you like it more, which sometimes is a tough thing, but maybe you like the nostalgia and you want to hold on to that. Gaming is subjective. Everything's subjective. There are some technical objective matters into play. If something's broken, no, dude, it's not better. You're just wrong. If you can't control it, and if it's freezing and glitching, your opinion is wrong if you say it's better than something that's a technological masterpiece and works. Right? But, to each their own, I guess. But if something operates well and plays well, functions all right, you might really connect and resonate with Turok over GoldenEye, with Shadow Man over Tomb Raider. That might be you, with Star Wars Episode 1 Racer over Diddy Kong Racing. Wow! Another super chat from Michael Hall. I've debated about getting a Switch 2 or not because it doesn't have an OLED display and the battery life. What are your thoughts? Well, first of all, Michael, wow, thanks big time for the $10 bonus super chat. Let me change this here, because now this 10 becomes a 20, and then we change the goal as well, so I'm getting to that. We are closer and closer. 19 left. That's exciting. Someone's probably going to get an eShop card tonight. Whoop. Thank you, Michael. Major cool of you. Now let me digest this. If you are going to play with the Nintendo Switch 2 for the most part on the couch, in portable mode, or in bed, in portable mode, and it wouldn't be too big of an inconvenience for you to have it plugged in, then the less than amazing battery life isn't going to bother you. You can think of it that way. If it's not going to inconvenience you too much, and you don't mind having an external battery pack and having that USB Type-C cord connected between it and the Nintendo Switch 2, and you're going to be playing it at work on break, on the couch, but not close to an outlet, right? In your comfy gaming chair at your computer desk, but not next to a USB port or something like that. Those are all different ways, or both are different ways, of getting around the less than amazing battery life, right? Plug into a wall and play, plug it into an external battery pack and play. Because what you're getting is a beefy, powerful, capable, beautiful console with really nice analog sticks that are easy glide, that don't make any sound, that are bigger than a Nintendo Switch One's Joy-Cons, with a nice fold-out kickstand with a U shape that does make it easier to carry and hold like that, which is kind of cool. Very tiltable, multi-viewing screen. You've got the added benefit of it being an 8-inch screen, in which case, if you're coming from a base Nintendo Switch, you're getting 2 inches more in diagonal form, an inch more roughly than an OLED model. You're getting an upgrade from a little bit, at least, to all of your Nintendo Switch titles. All of them running a little bit better, a little bit higher optimized. Clock speeds being met in terms of, okay, the loading time faster, the graphics reaching that top resolution that the developer put in the game, the frame rate reaching that top frame rate that the developer put in the game, and that's it. Many of the games, a little patch that's free, like Super Mario Odyssey, for instance, like Splatoon 3. So it's adding some extra life and some extra pizzazz to software that you already own. Animal Crossing, better loading, etc., etc. Then you've got a decent amount of games that have a significant upgrade that if you care about it, for $10, I'll experience your Hogwarts Legacy in a lot more of a visual fidelity, frame rate boost, etc. kind of way. If you already have expansion pack, you're getting Nintendo Switch Online support with Nintendo GameCube, adding to the value that you're already paying for that service by getting access to classic titles. All right, some added bonus there. And if you have that service, your Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom get the boost up too, much more so than just the free upgrade or the non-upgrade patch, but just the free boost by default. And then there's stuff that's constantly happening, like Super Mario, Jamboree plus TV, getting something here, breathing more life into the old game. Kirby and the Forgotten Land getting DLC and new visuals, adding life to the older game. You have access now that you could be playing and experiencing more joy earlier than later with the likes of Mario Kart World, the terrific Split Fiction, if you don't have, another console, the exclusive Donkey Kong Bonanza, and if you care enough about some of these other games like Fast Fusion, exclusive to Nintendo Switch 2, Hades 2 coming up, which will be Nintendo console exclusive, though technically also on Nintendo Switch. If you don't have another platform, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4, although technically that could be played on your Nintendo Switch. And then in the upcoming 5-month window of time, probably, you've got the Nintendo Switch 2 version of Metro Prime 4 Beyond, which if you've been looking forward to the game, it's going to be pretty tempting to play it on NS2, right? Pokemon Legends ZA, the better version of it, Age of Imprisonment, that Hyrule Warriors experience, Kirby Air Riders, if you're looking forward to it, Splatoon Raiders, what I'm getting at is there's so much good that if the main thing holding you back is the battery life, depending on how you can play, I think the ends justify the means, because you could substitute that battery life with a plug into a wall nearby, USB slot, or battery pack. That being said, I've played plenty in portable mode, and I get about 4.5 hours of total play when I'm playing a mixture of some Street Fighter, some Tetris 99, a little bit of Split Fiction, switching to some Fast Fusion, a little bit of Welcome Tour, like 4.5 hours, where I went to 1%. Now, when I played, I think straight, but this is also a little bit of a stress. Tabletop mode, volume and brightness set to the max if I'm not mistaken. Kickstand, functional, opened up. My wife and I playing in bed, Split Fiction, so also using the Bluetooth for a Pro Controller 2 and a Pro Controller, we got in 1 hour and 55 minutes until it hit 5%. And that was, tabletop mode, which takes a bigger hit than just portable mode. So, and even then, it was still 1%, so maybe it would have hit 2 hours, right? I don't think that's bad. And regarding the screen, yeah, the OLED model does have some deeper, darker colors, a little bit more vibrancy, but not by a whole lot. I am plenty pleased with the LCD screen. That I would say a Nintendo Switch 2 with Mario Kart World is worth the $500. Part of it is that, well, what if an OLED model comes out next year? Well, it's going to come out to be more expensive. Tariff situation might make it a little bit more than just a little bit more expensive, right? And you could be playing and having more fun longer if you buy it sooner than later, and you could potentially sell the one you have now and use a good portion of the money, even if it's sold less than what you bought it for, towards that new model if you so see fit. And then you could look at it as, well, I paid earlier to play it earlier, paid earlier to play it earlier, to have more fun earlier, thus maximizing life more, and then selling it to then get the better one, and then you upgrade it along the way. Right? I would get it, in my opinion. I know that's a lot, but hey, you drop $10 super chat, I'm going to give you a thorough answer. Let's see. What else we got? I hope that helped a little bit. Roy O. I've been wanting to try Monster Hunter, but lots of games have been distracting you. Yeah, Monster Hunter takes some time to get into, and you want to play with some friends too. That game needs DLSS. Which one? Brian C. Monster Hunter? Dank Meme Center X. Tears of the Kingdom, after some years later, is in the top 10 for sure. Yeah. In some ways, it's better than Breath of the Wild. In other ways, I still prefer some of the Breath of the Wild mechanics. Brian C. 6 is Eternal Darkness. I would love to see Eternal Darkness come back. Even if it's like Eternal Darkness remastered and retooling a couple of things for the modern era, that would be a great entry point of hey, Nintendo, you've got this rated M for mature exclusive game. Resident Evil is everywhere. The Last of Us is on PlayStation only. Nintendo, you've got Eternal Darkness. You could build up that IP if you want. Dink. Fun to fully narrow a list. Yeah, doing anything above 25, you're getting into chaos because now you got to account for other factors. Yeah, that's hard either way. It's hard either way. Brian C. with the Mario 64 is the one I can't give nostalgia glasses. It is one of the most historically important games and was amazing, but that game feels awful to you today. Oh, it does? Oh, I see. See, I can still pick up Super Mario 64 and I have a blast with it. I don't know, but that's me. Everyone's a little bit different on that, so it's all good. Jay Biggs talking to Michael Hall. If you want to Switch 2, get it now. Who knows how long the upgrade will come out, and plus you can always trade it in. Yeah, that's what I was kind of saying. Get it. You could plug it into an OLED monitor or TV. In my opinion, the Switch 2 screen looks pretty good. Yeah, no complaints from me on the Switch 2 screen itself. And in TV mode, unless if you're never going to play in TV mode. TV mode, like, dude, I'm playing Street Fighter 6 on Nintendo Switch 2 with one HDMI. I'm playing with an LG CX10 4K OLED TV. I got 4 HDMI 2.1 ports on the back. So the PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, and Nintendo Switch 2 are all, maximizing the TV's settings. And I'm switching between Street Fighter 6 on Nintendo Switch 2, PS5, Xbox Series X. I'm like, okay, man, if I'm looking, yeah, I could see some better visuals slightly, maybe kind of on the other two. But I really got a nitpick to notice, and I'm plenty happy with the Nintendo Switch 2 version because I also get to take it on the go. So I'm getting a solid TV experience and solid portable experience, and I love it. It's great. Royo, you've been having your Switch 2 since the day it dropped. It's been amazing. Honestly, the battery life is not so bad unless you play intense games. I mean, like, yeah, maybe if you're playing something that's heavily utilizing the screen for motion controls, tapping a bunch, full brightness on, Fortnite maybe, because it would be also connecting to the internet, zapping away that, and full audio, then maybe you're getting like a hour, 50-minute experience or something like that. That would be a good one to test. Because Fortnite, you could utilize the motion. It would tap into internet. It's fairly demanding with, 100 people playing and things to make the system compute for and stuff. That might drain. That'd be an interesting one to try out. Let's see. Brian C. Basically every other screen I use is OLED. J Biggs, you personally, screen battery life doesn't matter because you only use it docked. Yeah, that's another thing. I mean, I think Michael is probably going to be using it portably too. But yeah, if you use it docked, like, there's battery life doesn't matter at all then in that case. Michael Gutmann says the battery life is only like 2 hours, but it doesn't bother me. Just plug into an outlet once in a while. Yeah, like if you have the outlet available or portable pack, that solves that problem. Royo, the Pokemon Scarlet patch is like playing a whole new game. I really played that whole game because of the patch. Awesome. Yeah, see, that really, really does help. If there are some games you wanted to play or passed up on, new experience now thanks to NS2. Michael Hall, you're welcome. You need to get a 120 hertz TV for that and your PS5 and Series S. So yeah, so if you have other platforms, then that TV will just further utilize all of your console's goodies. Buy it for the price. Yeah, possibly on the tariff point. Oh, Brian C., not an insider, but you could write this down. The price will go up. That might be the case. You won't buy an OLED model unless it has better battery life or another reason to upgrade. Yeah, like, I probably don't need a Nintendo Switch 2 OLED model if one comes out in a year or two, unless if it's also a Plus model where they threw in some more RAM for the heck of it. They boosted up the CPU, the GPU, clock speeds, and it has a DLSS bonus perk, right? A little bit more NOS, a little bit more horsepower. Then yeah, if it's purely the screen, I'm happy with the screen. If it's just the battery life, more often than not, I've been playing Nintendo Switch 2 on the big TV than in portable mode, but the portable play I have played with, it has been fine for what it is, and no complaints on it. Like, oh man, it died out at an hour. Like, not at all like that, Brian C. with Wilds, that was the PC comment earlier. Boo Mini. Do you think we'll ever get a Zelda game that takes place before Echoes of Wisdom so we can understand what happened prior? I think that we can safely expect the unexpected when it comes to Nintendo, and that, yes, we will. You know? Is that of the utmost importance for them to do now? Probably not. But though I'm not like itching for a Echoes of Wisdom prequel and saying, yeah, like totally this is the plan. Oh man, I could see it happening in like next 3 years or something. I think eventually. I don't see why not. Is it necessary? I don't know. But if there's an audience for it, and if Nintendo says, hey, this would be a good time to do another 2D kind of Zelda game. Do you want to do it something super fresh, or give some folks that now are feeling a little bit of nostalgia for Echoes of Wisdom a little something to boost them up? It might be the case. Dank Meme Center X, I think Link's Awakening or Link to the Past is before Echoes. Yeah. Sure feels like it. J Biggs, you got your Switch 1 April 2017 for $300. Traded that for Switch OLED in January 2022. Traded value was $225. Yeah. Nintendo Switch for quite a while held a good amount of resale value, and that helps go towards a new model. Supposed to be $300. Have no clue how that $99 went in there. Okay, I thought so when I saw that $0.99. Oh, if it's a Pro, I am for sure taking the money. Yeah, yeah. That's how and if there's like a Pro model, a Plus model, or whatever you want to call it, at that point, if it's a couple years in, I wouldn't trade to upgrade. I would just buy, because since my household is a family of 4, and my son likes to play, my daughter likes to play, my wife likes to play, I like to play, a second Nintendo Switch 2 that's not just the same with a bigger screen or something like that, but is more powerful, would suit the family well, because then that would be the TV one primarily. The other one would be, primarily portable, but both would be able to function and talk to each other and use the same dock and stuff like that. So, yeah, I would get that one in addition to, instead of just replacing. Switch to OLED, you'd get that. J Biggs, yeah. Boom Mini. Laughing. Dank Meme Center X. Better battery means GIMP version of games. People wanted Nintendo to get part of the power race again with their creative side to shake things up, but backtracking on battery aspect is weird to me. The battery the battery aspect was the least important thing to me, because that was the one thing that I'm completely in control of, and whether I'm playing on TV mode or portable mode, near an outlet, or with a battery pack. Something that I can't change is the raw power of the system, the gigs of RAM, whether it has DLSS or not. Storage, that would be less important if more games were on pure cartridge than game key card mandatory using up that precious hard drive space, or having to get micro SD express cards because it's purely digital or game key, right? But yeah, I love the system. I think it's well worth it, and it's terrific, and I think it's going to be an amazing generation to come. Michael Hall, J Biggs, that sounds like a good deal. Yeah, you've had your Switch since early January 2020. All right. Well, less than 3 years in. Got it before the pandemic was a thing. Yeah, and the Switch was difficult to find. True. Put a lot of hours into Breath of the Wild and Animal Crossing. Yeah. Especially during that time. Back and forth. Does the Switch 2 have cross-gen online? Yes. Well, I mean, in the sense of, if you're on, because I've done this already, if you're on, Nintendo Switch 2 playing Splatoon 3, you can play with someone playing Splatoon 3 on Nintendo Switch, for instance, that kind of thing. Yeah. Fortnite, same thing. Mario Kart World, Tetris 99, anything that you're playing online on Switch 2, if there's a Switch 1 version, yeah, they'll talk to each other. What is crazy, Brian C. asks, is that if Switch 2 had the same battery as Steam Deck, it would kill it in battery life. For Cyberpunk, SD uses 25 watts, but Switch 2 only draws like 9 watts. Yeah, Nintendo is pretty efficient with the battery life, drawing power wise, consumption wise. Ooh, I wish they would let us use an external hard drive with dock play from either and make moving games from SSD to SD card better than re-downloading. Yeah. My wife was talking with me about like, can it not use an external hard drive or an SSD? No, it's only a micro SD express card. And like, what if you never take it out of the dock? No, they don't have that option. You can't just stick it into, you know, the USB port on the side. That would be cool. Of course, we want the games on our system at all time, and then you would take it out of the dock and take it to go, and you wouldn't have everything. But if while it was docked, you had access to all things at all times, and then you kind of had a transfer mechanic between what you want on the system, so you could, like you said, swap between the two. That would be nice. That would be nice. Because it's hard to justify paying a 1 terabyte card $210 or so, And that's kind of what's needed. Because like the 256, like I've said before, is too small in my opinion to buy. The 512 is like the bare minimum, but like that 1 terabyte is the way to go. So I'm holding off till like Black Friday. And if I can find one for like wishful thinking 65, I'll buy it. $80 for a 1 terabyte. It's more likely than 65, but I'd spend 80, 85 like max. But 210, like the principle of the matter, I'm not going to spend half the cost of the whole system on just a card. So I'm kind of annoyingly so playing refrigerator mode now, Let's see. Boo Mini, having a Steam Deck and Switch was too much for me, so I got rid of the Steam Deck. Yeah, I think that was the good call to make. I mean, especially because the Nintendo Switch 2 is the only place to play Nintendo games, so that's a hot point. Brian C. People have pinned out the SD card to use NVMe drive with an adapter PCB because Micro Express uses PCIe. Yeah, I heard that there's a workaround. I'll probably just go with the Express SD or the Express card, but yeah, there's a little bit of workaround that you could do with the adapter. The Mario Kart World Switch 2 bundle sounds like a good deal, but can you get the game digital? I no longer buy physical games. Oh, that is actually what it is, Michael Hall. Good question. I'm glad you asked this one. Yeah, when you get the $500 Nintendo Switch 2 bundle, included is Mario Kart World, a digital code that actually is this thing right here. That's what they give you. They give you this paper, and you scratch off the code, and you download it. And it's like 26 gigabytes of space. Nintendo's games are really well optimized. I think Donkey Kong Bonanza was like 12 or something like that. And then you've got Split Fiction over here with like 72, taking up a lot of space. Yeah, I think WWE 2K25 is like 79 or something. That's a lot. And so check this out. If you buy Mario Kart World on cartridge, that's nice. It doesn't take up your storage space, but it's $88. It's 80, but California tax, 88. Digital, in that bundle, it's 50. That's a $38 difference. I like physical a little bit more than digital, so if I have the preference, if I have the chance, I'm going to go physical. Digital is awesome for convenience factor, though. It's amazing. But I couldn't justify $38 difference just to have a less space on my storage drive. Like, nah, dude. Like, yeah, that bundle is the way to go, 500. Before any kind of tariff thing happens or whatever, you never know. Hopefully it doesn't affect Nintendo Switch 2. You saw it affect the PS5 and the Xbox Series and the base Nintendo Switch after it being out for over 8 years. Kind of wild, but yeah, 500 is worth it in my opinion for the system and the game. In a way, you could either say you're getting the game at a discount or you're getting the system at a discount when you buy that bundle. You're welcome, Michael. Boo Mini. I'm actually really happy that we had the option of getting MK World for $50. Yeah. Z-Teen R. I hope Metro Prime 4 comes soon. Me too. So does the rest of the world. We all want Metro Prime 4 Beyond soon. There's a little rumor floating out there that sometime this week Nintendo might drop some Metroid Prime 4 news. I don't know how much faith I have in that. Like, you would have to announce tomorrow morning. Stay tuned for Thursday morning for a 12-minute Metroid Prime 4 Beyond Direct. And I don't know if that's going to happen, but it would be really freaking cool if it did. You finish off August with something strong like that. That would be awesome. And then you announce the Metroid Prime 2, Metroid Prime 2 and 3 drop or staggered, and the Metroid Prime 4 release date. Beautiful. But I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that rumor completely. But I think at the very latest, in the September Nintendo Direct, we're going to get the Metroid Prime 4 release date finally. Dang Meme Center X, my box, when you go to the eShop, it prompts you to download the game without a code. Oh, interesting. On Mario Kart World. Brian C. Would it be a jank solution, so I wouldn't use it, but it's just crazy knowing it can be done. Oh yeah, regarding the micro SD Express cards. Yeah. You know, for having a second stream today, it's cool seeing a different group of you. Some returning folks from this morning, some more new faces than returning. But that just goes to show you that, you know, you stream at different times of the day. You're going to satisfy different people's needs from different, you know, time slots throughout the world and all that. And that's nice. And starting now with the new stream goal, we've got our Nintendo $64 goal. And if it's hit, somebody in the chat is the lucky recipient of a $10 eShop card. Right now we're at $45 of 64. We have $19 left. If it doesn't happen, then there is no $10 gift card giveaway. Holy cow! Just as I was saying that, my gosh. Michael Hall, what's going on tonight? What's going on tonight? I think you just did it. Yeah, you just did it. Thanks to Michael Hall. I gotta update this. I'm a little bit speechless. I'm a little bit speechless, which is rare because I always have some words to say. You did 2 10s and now a 20. You brought this up to 40, which means we achieved the goal. I gotta, holy cow. Hold on, Michael. I gotta get to your comment too, because I know you asked a question as well. But that is so cool. And I know there's a question. Let me change this to 0. Although technically, that's a little bit off. It's okay. It's a little bit janky. It's okay. I mean, technically, it's limitless when it comes to how many we could hit. But wow, big thank you again for all of your donations tonight. That's amazing support. Big thanks for the channel. That means as soon as I answer this question, and it looks like Boo Mini's question above, and I'll try to answer a couple of other ones, someone's going to get a $10 eShop tonight. And your odds are pretty good. There are 12 people watching right now, so you've got a 1 in 12 shot of winning a Nintendo Switch eShop card. And that's how it worked. It was like a community build-up really between Michael Hall and Mr. Black, 40 and 25 respectively. We hit the Nintendo $64 goal, and thanks to the two of them, now one of them could win the $10 eShop gift card, or it could be one of the other 11 people, 10 people in here right now. I know Mr. Black had to leave early, wasn't feeling the best. Hopefully, feels better soon. So let me answer that question. Let me read the question first, of course. I know it's Metroid Prime related, I think. Do you still think Metroid Prime 4 will release this year? Yes. I'm becoming skeptical. No, I don't think so. I think it's happening. It's beginning to look like GTA 6. Also, do you think we will get a Luigi's Mansion 4? Okay. Let me break that down. I don't think it would be the wisest of Nintendo this far into the year to all of a sudden now announce that Metroid Prime 4 Beyond is coming out in 2026, because they just had a fiscal report reclarified 2025. Earlier this year, June, April, presentation playing it, 2025. Ratings board, South Korea, 2025. ESRB, 2025. I mean, they're not saying it, but that indicates that it's close to completion. So we're all thinking 2025. Nintendo said 2025 previously. They said 2025 last year in June. Now things could change between then and now, but they said in the Nintendo Switch 2 Nintendo Direct, 2025, coming out simultaneously to both systems. But more specifically, within the last several weeks from this fiscal report, still saying that. I think that the only way people aren't going to be pissed if it gets delayed is if it comes out like January 5th. Because then they could say, hey, everybody, we apologize. The game was originally intended for a December 2025 release. It just needed a few more weeks to cook. But here's the direct footage. Here's the whole shebang of the game coming January 7th or whatever. Like, that would be forgivable because you only got a few months left in the year to announce a small delay, unbeknownst to us how long it actually was from. For all we know, it was from October to January, but they could say December to January and it wouldn't hit too hard. But if they have some kind of coming May 2026, that means you knew well enough in advance that this game wasn't going to be ready for some reason between October or between September and December, yet all the way up until July, August, you're saying 2025? No, that doesn't look that good. If up until right now, however, you still were hoping that it was December, but it comes to January, like, that's understandable. And I think you're running a little bit too late, a little bit too risky business saying this late into the year. Now it's 2026 for the most part. So no, I think it's coming this year. But the when sort of is a difficult one to think because I'm like, you can't have too crowded of a holiday season. You've got Kirby here. Do we have Hyrule Warriors? Do we have Splatoon Raiders? You've got Pokemon Legends ZA and Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. Not all of those are going to come out. I think it's going to be, Pokemon, Kirby, and Metroid. And I think that Splatoon Raiders and Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment are early 2026. But no, I think Metroid's coming this year. And Luigi's Mansion 4, yes, I think that's going to come. And I think it's going to be a real looker on Nintendo Switch 2 because Luigi's Mansion 3, it's a smaller game in terms of like grand scope and 3D camera angles and movement and stuff like that. That I could see how they push Nintendo Switch with like visual complexity and sophistication and animation in that game and lighting and texture details, like beautiful. Oh, dude, Luigi's Mansion 4 is going to be a stunner. And with such a beefier, more powerful CPU, I think they could get really wild with some of the gameplay ideas. Whatever they have cooking, they're going to bring to life. Yeah, Luigi's Mansion 4, count on it. I'm even going to say Halloween 2026. That's what I'm hoping, but I think there's a good chance. Okay, a couple more questions, and then we gotta uh, check out the eShop situation. Who's gonna get it? Boo Mini, what are your favorite amiibos that you own? Hmm. In recent release, I really like this Donkey Kong with Pauline amiibo. I think it's really nice. I like how varied this Metroid one is, breaking out of the jar. I've always liked the Guardian because it's so big and takes up a lot of space. I like the Mega Yarn Yoshi because it's also big and different. I think that Banjo Kazooie is really elaborate. It's really pretty. I think that Cloud Strife is just so freaking cool because it was once such a PlayStation character synonymous with the PS brand that it's just a neat one to have. I'm a really big fan of the 8-bit Mario and the 8-bit Link because they just look so neat. I like the Ganondorf from Tears of the Kingdom. I like the Link from Tears of the Kingdom and the Zelda. I know I listed off a lot. I don't have one favorite, Boo Mini. But I hope I answered kind of what are my favorites. And Michael Hall, I hope I answered your question well enough. Yeah, I don't think it's a GTA 6 situation. Especially that ESRB thing helps out. Yeah. Z Teener, hoping that MP4 comes out in October. Could be wishful thinking. We'll see. Michael Hall just giving back now. Man, thanks a lot. That's really nice of you. That's a big props right there. Dank Meme Center X dropping the James Bond emoji. It's pretty sweet. Personally, I see Metro Prime Beyond between ZA and Kirby slot, so like a late October, early November, possibly. People forget October to November 2021. Yeah, that was a time when they released a few. I generally believe the game was ready last year and they had to adapt to switch to controls. Interesting. Brian C., you're on Halloween release for Metroid. Okay, that does put it in between those two. Dank Meme Center X. Hyrule Warriors has always been a 2026 title to you. Now, winter only accounts for a week. True, in December. And we know Japan takes off time for the holidays, right? All the way up until like March 19th or something is winter. So, yeah, I would not be surprised if Age of Imprisonment is early next year. And I kind of think it should be, too, to give some breathing space. Michael Hall, you're welcome for your thoughts and my opinions. Thank you again. My pleasure. I love doing this. This is awesome. This is fun. Dank Meme Center X. It's not easy to make a working demo of a game, so the mere fact they are traveling the demo across the world means they have the full intent to deliver the time and place. Too late for a delay now. Yeah, they've got this game out there. It's playable. It sounds like it's the same demo that I played back in April, which means confident enough in that demo that we didn't need to make a new demo for PAX and for the event in Germany, Gamescom, and new game event in Canada and stuff like that. We're just finishing up fine-tuning the game. We're not like looking for a voice actor at this point for this role or looking for an artist to come up with a bad guy boss design. We're tinkering away, fine-tuning. If the game has some kind of big multiplayer component, that would need work done. Okay. First of all, let me go to GameStop right now like I said I would. And I'm going to buy that $10 eShop card, and then we will look in and see who wins. It's funny because right now you could be like, hey, people, come over to Paul Gale Network's chat. But it would actually do you a disservice by helping more people have a chance, because then it would make the pool bigger, and then yeah, your chances of getting one would go down, because right now, how many people do we have in here? 13. So you got a 1 in 13 chance of getting $10. That's pretty cool. I mean, I think it's cool. So let's do it. Let's buy it. PayPal, security code. Yeah, I know. Pay in full. Yeah. Let's see. But you hope they stick around if they win from coming in for the curiosity of a giveaway. That's true. I mean, that's one of the things that, like, I don't want necessarily everyone out there to only come to these streams for a chance at winning a gift, right? I hope people actually like the engagement, the community, talking amongst each other, having fun in those regards, listening to some game news and all that kind of stuff. And the chance at winning is like an added bonus, right? If you came for the reward, though, and stuck around because you enjoyed the community, that's cool too, I know some people have experienced over the years flocks of people coming to win something. Yep, didn't win. Peace out. No more subscribe. All right. Oh, how I'm going to give you the code. Hopefully, everyone here has an X account that I could send it to, or Discord or something like that. You may not want to necessarily like drop your email in here, right, or something like that. I get it, but that is a little bit of a thing to take into consideration. Is how am I going to give you this code? I'm not going to type it in here because there is the possibility that someone else nabs it. The temptation, right? So, let me get this going. First, let me read. Oh, Xavier Koto. I got Discord. Cool. Michael Hall. I don't have X. X, Instagram, Facebook, Discord. You used to be able to message somebody directly on YouTube, and you can't anymore. I remember that was a thing back in the day. Or, I guess to the winner. Oh no, I was like, to the winner, I could make a private video or an unlisted video and give you the link. But the way I would give you the link, the only way would be to give you the link like here, so that everyone would have the link. So like now, hopefully the winner has some type of way of me getting across to you. If it's not Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Discord, I guess are the only other options. Okay. Ultimately, I used to bring people over to check someone I vibe with, and then the creator failed to get them invested, so it looks bad on me and their eye. Like, yeah. Like, if you brought somebody, like, hey, check out this Paul guy, and they're like, man, that guy's got a crusty setup over here. Which, it's not the flashiest, but the conversation is fun. Okay, cool. I've got the card, and let me put in a random dealio. Oh, I guess I'll do this. Yeah, I did this last time. When is the giveaway? It's happening right now. Just type the number 1 like this in chat one time if you're interested. Because I will say, maybe you're not interested in the giveaway and you're like, no, actually, I don't even want the card. Hey, maybe that's you. Just put a number 1 and then you'll be in it, because yeah, that's it. Because maybe someone doesn't want to even take that spot, right? I don't know. I don't know. I like entering in a giveaway, even if I'm there for the content and appreciate the content creator. Being a part of a giveaway is pretty fun. That's cool stuff. Who doesn't like winning something? Roy O. I love your streams, but I'm usually at work when you have your streams. Glad you have these late ones. Yeah, well, I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, I ran a poll the other day of when would be the most opportune time to have them, and like 47, 48% of the people that voted said like 4 p.m. Pacific time ish. So some type of like 4 to 5 start time seems to fly well with most people. So that's kind of the goal, is to start then, but more often than not lately I've been having the earlier ones, so I might even do 2 a day on some days. Okay. My wife got me into the show Dexter and told me we have similar names. My middle name is just with a different beginning letter. He saw him from afar at the Dexter Comic-Con paddle. That's cool. Dexter's a really good show, Michael. Same thing with my wife. She got me into Dexter. I just found out today that they're not continuing the Dexter Origins show after the 1 season, and I liked it. It was so good. They're continuing the Dexter sequel series, but just the 1 prequel show, and that's it. I was like, oh man, I wanted more. I liked it a lot. Okay. Let's get to this. How many people do we have in here? Not counting me, because I'm not a part of the randomizer. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's good. Alrighty. I got 8 names, if I'm not mistaken. I don't want to leave anybody out. I'll double check one more time. So now's your last chance to put that 1 in there, which you all did. Alrighty. And let's see. Who do you think is going to get it? Curious about the member badge icon. What's the backstory? Oh, I'll get to that in a moment. Dang Meme Center X. And, well, this is kind of fitting. So, Michael Hall, congratulations. You won the $10 eShop gift card. I will get you this card. I know you said not through X, but you are the winner. And I said kind of fitting because, I mean, 40 of these $65 tonight was on you. So if you didn't win, hey, somebody else would have, and your contribution would have gone to that. But now you kind of got $10 back to you. So you helped the stream, you helped boost up the fun, you helped me out. But you know, you got a little something back yourself. And hopefully you were entertained for this time. So, Michael, I will get this to you. And I think that's pretty cool. It doesn't always work out that way. Oh, I remember when when Mr. Black won last time. I don't think he did contribute in that particular stream, but he just happened to get it. So there's always that. Okay, I'm gonna get that to you, Michael. If you could, shoot me a message, Instagram, Facebook, something that'll work out well. And then I've got the code for you. Thank you for enjoying the streams. Cool. I got your I got your message. Yeah, get something cool with it. Last time we helped Mr. Black pick Ruffy and the Riverside because he was between Ruffy and the Riverside, which was $20, and Hades, which was on sale. And we did a poll, and he's like, I'll go with whatever the poll was. And I think it ended up being like, at first it was really close, like 50, 50, 49, 51. And then Ruffy, I think, got like 67%. I don't know if you need help with a poll or anything like that, or just, buy whatever you want. Like $10 isn't a whole lot, but heck, there's got to be something, a DLC here, a little game there. There are some games on sale right now. Actually, I mean, you'll go in the eShop and have fun. Thank you, and you're welcome too. I appreciate it. The Bay Harbor Witcher 1, yeah. Dexter Origin was peak. So good. Oh, okay. I want to get on that. Michael Hall talking to Roy. Yeah, between 4:30 and 5. Yeah, see, like, that's what people get off. So not everyone is, like, online at 10 a.m., right? 12 p.m. Even 12 p.m. for Pacific, that's barely 2 for Central, 3 for Eastern. Like, not a lot of people are off at work or school or something, Okay, Dank Meme Center X. So, you're curious about the badge member icon. Yeah, that's something new. I wanted to do it for a while, but I didn't know in what order should I do them because I thought, well, like a year badge should be really cool because then you look at that thing every day for a year. But I want the new person badge to be neat because that's attractive and that's fun. But should it be so cool that, like, you're only going to have it for 3.5 weeks and then it goes away? So I don't know how cool to make it, right? I don't know. But I'll tell you the story behind it. You see that right there? That's Lee Sex Great Adventure. That's my published book that I wrote, that I storyboarded, that is available online on Amazon and, Borders and Walmart and iOS, app version, Kindle version, Google Play version. Like, that's my book that I created. And for the person who joins the channel at any subscription tier, you get that badge next to your name as that early subscriber badge. Pretty cool. If you've been a subscriber for 1 month, that's something a little bit different. The 2 month, 3, 4 month mark, they go like new member, 1 month, I think 2, 4, 6, and then it's the longer stuff like 1 year, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, like, nobody can be a 1 year subscriber at this point. I mean, people have been subscribed to the channel for a long time because I've been on YouTube for like 19 years, so I've got some people that are pretty old school in those regards. But in terms of streaming, I've only been doing this for a couple of weeks or a month or something like that at best, ish, semi-regularly, So, these badges are pretty new. And in fact, I think even last night is when I officially made them like, go. But yeah, that's the story behind that. Steer him away from a rogue gem. If Michael Hall doesn't have Hades, I recommend Hades big time. I could use it towards any game. $50 instead of $60. That's right. Yeah, you don't even have to buy a little game. You could buy something big. Oh, I have one to recommend. If you like Metroid Dread and want another game like that, Ghost Song is really good. It's on multiple platforms, but obviously this is for Nintendo Switch. Your eShop card, that is. And Ghost Song is such a good title. You'll also notice, maybe, that I'm in the game as an NPC. That's kind of neat. So, I'm an NPC in Ghost Song. If you like Metroid Dread, there's a couple of reasons to check that game out. Look online, look up a couple of videos. You might have just found your next hidden gem that you didn't know was on Nintendo Switch, and you're like, holy cow, that thing was awesome. I don't know the current price though. BioShock Collection is on sale for $10. That's pretty sweet. I have that collection on Nintendo Switch. Yeah. Maybe you'll find something small. Maybe it'll be $10 that goes towards something bigger. Nintendo Switch 2 games aren't a part of the voucher program, but Nintendo Switch games still are. So, you might get a $90 voucher for two normally $60 games. No way, I will check out Ghost Song. Heck yeah, yeah. No joke. I'm in the credits of the game, so you do see Paul Gale in the credits. Sometimes it's at random, but when you turn on the game and enter that home start menu, Paul Gale will flash up on screen, so that's a thing. And then yeah, like I'm an NPC character, not to give too much more away, but yeah. I wouldn't say just get it because I'm in it, nothing like that. I don't have that kind of ego going on. But if you like Metroid Dread, then I could definitely recommend it because it is a really good, high quality game. Like even if I wasn't in it, I would be recommending it to people. I love it. But yeah, get whatever you like. Okay, cool. Well, this was a lot of fun. I'm happy that I did a second stream today because this was the more favorable time that people voted for. This morning's stream was really cool as well. We had a good time. And actually there was a solid turnout as well. It's just, it was unknown because I just happened to go on. This one, I had an announcement. By the way, did you all see the announcement in advance saying Polygon Network will be live at 5:45 p.m. or did you not even see that and you just saw, oh, you're live? Well, I'll come on over. I'm curious. Either way, I'm glad this worked out. So let's see. Who in here? I think it just Dank Meme Center X right now. You're the only one right now who is a subscriber, Dank. So I can't use someone else as an example. But I think it was this morning. Somebody else this morning was also a subscriber, and they had the 1 month badge. So that was kind of neat to see next to the name because for me, it's new seeing it next to your names because I just activated it like last night. Yeah, nobody in here now. Roy, oh, you didn't see the announcement. You just got the notification the second you went live. Yeah, I gotta tinker around with some things. Yeah. Because it'd be nice to get it working well enough that there's a notification in advance, so maybe people want to come by and talk a little bit. That would be kind of cool. Or at least a notification that says, hey, something is coming later today, so maybe you're not like in the channel talking amongst each other, but you're like, oh yeah, later today at that time I'll be in it, right? But also, if I get used to a regular schedule, that'll also help because then even if you don't get a notification, it might just be a thing of like, oh, it's 4 o'clock. Got nothing else better to do, want to hang out, talk games with me and other cool people in the community. Like, oh, there you go. Could be fun, Just say you're live with default title and background. LOL. I realize you did 3 of them. Yeah, is that what I did? Yeah. I've tried a couple of the the vertical streams too to see how those are like, and that's okay too. There's no wrong way to talk about video games, but this setup is pretty cool too. All right. Well, we've had a nice 2-hour chat. Oh, you know what? I've always thought that this was super cool. Let's see. I don't have the raid button, and even though I'm going to roll now and want to be conscientious of all of your guys' time, for a moment, if you could, let's see, go over to, I'm going to give the link to Nintendo Prime's YouTube channel just for a moment and be like, raid from Paul Gale Network. That would be kind of cool, because I always thought that's pretty neat when I'm watching someone, and like Nate doesn't need the raid really. He's got 244 people watching his stream right now. He doesn't need the raid in terms of like, oh, a bigger channel helping out a smaller channel. You know what I mean? But I always thought it was cool when somebody gets a raid, whether it's a smaller channel from a bigger one, especially, or just anybody helping anyone out. But Nate's cool. He's my friend, and like I said, I want to be conscientious of your time. So I'm not saying like, oh, you have to go over there and watch and support and occupy the rest of your evening. But if just for a moment, when I say bye, see you all later, and we'll do this again very soon, you go over to that link I just sent and be like, raid from Paul Gale Network. It'd be kind of neat to see on his stream him saying, oh, hey, raid from Paul Gale Network. Like, from the smaller channel to the bigger one, really? Like, that'd be kind of silly, but yeah, I think it'd be kind of fun. So I'll probably be there for a little bit myself, but otherwise, I'm going to go spend some time with the family, hang out, watch some Wednesday tonight. And if Peacemaker episode 2 is up, I'm definitely going to watch Peacemaker season 2. But probably watch Wednesday, and then, like I said, maybe Peacemaker season 2, episode 2. It's really good. You need background for your Splatoon matches. That's good. All right. Well, Mr. Black, I know you're long gone now. Hopefully getting some good sleep. But thank you for the $25. Michael Hall, actually, I should have flipped this around because you are the top. Oh, shoot. Now I closed it out. Well, dang it. I hit the wrong button. Michael Hall, what I wanted to do was switch your position on top of Mr. Black's because you were the top donor of the stream, but I accidentally closed the whole thing, and now my background is here, which is my shorts and stuff. But yeah, gotta start Peacemaker. Oh, you gotta do it. More excited for Wednesday. Wednesday's good. Like, I'm really liking it. Wednesday season 2 part 2. Yeah, I have yet to finish like the last episode of this one. Same. Everyone's got. Hey, maybe we'll talk about some gaming and some current TV shows next time. All right, everybody. I'm gonna hop over to Nate's stream just for a moment. Would be cool if I see you there just for a minute. But I'll talk to y'all soon. Take care. Have a good night. Thank you, Michael Hall, for helping us get there. Like, you almost single-handedly did it. So appreciate it. And enjoy that $10 eShop gift card. Congrats again on getting it.